So guys, one of the cutscenes for Halo Wars 2 leaked online. It was shown at San Diego Comic-Con, and because I'm not going to post the actual leaked cutscene because I don't want to get a copyright takedown and stuff, what I am going to do is I'm going to describe to you what the cutscene was and just how intense it was. So I hope you guys enjoy. The cutscene opens with what appears to be an abandoned UNSC base. 3 Spartans enter the base with only their flashlights illuminating the darkness. One of the Spartans approaches a console and turns it on as the others shine their lights around the darkened room. As the console lights up, a small orange hologram of a girl with short hair and scared eyes appears. It's an AI, and she seems to be panicked and on the verge of breaking down. "Thank God, we need to get out of here," she says. "Identify," says the Spartan. "Isabelle, UNSC Logistics," she says in a hurried and shaky voice. She quickly explains that she was assigned to the research outpost here. The Spartans notice the fear in her voice and begin wrapping things up quickly. Where are the survivors? What's the strength of the Covenant force here? Covenant? She looks genuinely confused, but she needs to get them out of there ASAP. No time to explain. "Listen, you're in incredible danger," she begins. But before she can continue, a bang echoes throughout the facility. The soundtrack, up until this point, was playing a long drone that was filling the atmosphere, making you feel uneasy, making you feel choked, and it just got louder and more claustrophobic. Something was in there with them. "Oh no," she whispers. "What was that?" the Spartan asks. Another bang. And another. "It's him," she gasps. All too quickly, the Spartans realize what the banging is. They are footsteps coming their way. The Spartans extract Isabelle's AI chip from the computer and fan out into the loading bay of the facility to find out what she was so scared about. The heavy, panic-driven droning of the soundtrack is drowning everything out as the Spartans enter the room. And then suddenly, a massive hand, bigger than any brute they've ever seen, reaches out of the darkness and grabs one of the Spartans by the throat. They begin firing, but their bullets seem to bounce off the dark figure's thick hide and armor. This thing loomed over them. With 1 Spartan down and 2 to go, the brute slams the ground with his gravity hammer, accelerating the Spartans off the ground with its gravity-manipulating abilities. Unable to move, Spartan number 2 is punched across the room. The gravity field lowers, and Spartan number 3 tries reaching for his battle rifle, but this brute uses his gravity hammer and pulls the Spartan towards him with a flash of red plasma energy. The brute slams this Spartan to the ground, but by this time, the 2 other Spartans have gotten up and they are trying to assist their comrade. In a fight of 3 against 1, this brute moves faster than any of them, is clearly absorbing anything they launch at him, and is throwing them clear across the room every time they try landing a blow or getting back up. 1 Spartan manages to get close enough and pierces his skin with a combat knife, and again, but this brute doesn't even notice. The Spartan is lifted into the air by this thing, by his shoulder, and the brute crushes down so hard on his shoulder, he breaks through the Spartan's armor and dislocates his shoulder. The Spartan drops to the ground screaming in pain, but looks up just in time to see the glowing red gravity hammer hit him in the face so hard his helmet flies off. The brute calmly steps into the light, and the Spartans gaze at him, so tall his head nearly touches the ceiling. The brute picks up the Spartan's helmet and looks at it for a brief moment before crushing it with his bare hand. "As I suspected," he growls, his voice echoing as the visor of the Spartan helmet cracks under the strength of his hand. "Nothing but a man." The Spartans get a call over the radio that multiple hostiles are approaching their position. The 2 Spartans that are still up grab their fallen comrade and begin dragging him towards the door. "We are leaving." The defeated Spartan can only grip his shoulder as he stares in disbelief at the towering monster that is only laughing as it watches them backtrack to the exit. Yes, run, little demons, he calls to them as they retreat. The Spartans are desperately explaining the situation to the Spirit of Fire as they make their way to the Warthog outside. Atriox, this brute commander, turns around and walks back into the darkness he came from. Hunt them down. Find out where they came from. The canyon outside the base is lined with thousands of brutes, all slamming the hilt of their hammers into the ground to create a terrifying drumbeat. Oh, and bring me back anything useful. Suddenly, the base is alive with brutes shrieking and leaping from the darkness as they sprint towards the exit the Spartans just left through. The Spartans make it to their Warthog, but look around the canyon they are in, and they can only take in just how overwhelmed they are. Thousands of brutes, yelling and screaming as they beat their hammers as war drums. The Spartans get into their Warthog and hit the gas. The Spartan at the wheel requests an orbital strike on their position. The bombs will land close, but if they're fast enough, they can get out of the canyon before they land and hopefully take out the brute army behind them. At the top of the canyon, a single elite steps forward and draws his sword, ready for battle as dozens of brute choppers fly down the walls of the canyon in pursuit of the Spartans, their red headlights acting as an intimidating signal of their anger and dominance over the puny humans. The Spartans fire back at the approaching choppers as the base is about to be hit by the orbital strike, and then the screen cuts to black.